Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be talking about and discussing about the 10 years or a decade of the flagship scheme or the flagship initiative of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and that is Make in India. That is Make in India, Made in India, Making India Atmanirbhar. So this was a scheme or this was an initiative when Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, came to power for the very first time in the year 2014. He started, or the then government started, its most flagship initiative, and that is Make in India. India must be so powerful in its manufacturing and designing or services sector that it can create jobs on its own, and India should not be a job asking country, it must be a job creating country. So this 10 years of Make in India tells us that how India has moved in the last 10 years, that is from 2014 to 2024. So we will be looking into all of it. So first of all, about the point of discussion, first we will be looking at the news, then about what is Make in India and different components of Make in India, its objective, what are the 4 pillars of Make in India, and what has been the achievements of the government with regard to the Make in India, and in the end a prelims and mains MCQ or mains practice question. Topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 3, that is economy, and you will find many examples to quote in different sections also. And before we moving forward, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. The news talks about 10 years of Make in India, transforming into India into a global manufacturing powerhouse. Drishti IAS has come up with the IAS GS Foundation course, that is prelims plus mains in the offline mode. So if you want to get the experience of the best faculties in the industry, offline mode is the solution for you, and this is in English medium. So we are starting with the batch in Prayagraj on 3rd of October, Jaipur on 7th of October, Lucknow 16th of October, and Karol Bagh, Delhi is 17th October. In case you have any query in your mind, do give us a call at 8010440440. Now let's begin. So first of all, let us talk about the Make in India. So Make in India, as the word itself is saying, we need to start making things in India. It means manufacturing more and more things in India. Whatever we are exporting from outside, the import should lessen with time, while the export from India must increase. It means if we need to increase the export from India, what we need to do? We need to start manufacturing in India. And what we need to do to start manufacturing in India is we need to have the infrastructure development in India. And by manufacturing in India, by Make in India, we need to make India a global manufacturing hub. So this was the basic concept of the Make in India. That is, make India self-reliant, Atmanirbhar Bharat, start manufacturing in India and start creating jobs in itself. So this was the basic idea, and now let us talk about what are the different objectives of Make in India. So Make in India campaign, the aim was to facilitate investment. It means more and more investment must come in India, and this investment needs to be created for the investment needs to be spent for the capital, infrastructure, and in the manufacturing sector. Foster innovation. Innovation means try to do something which starts and which comes up with a new thing, and in that new thing a innovation will be made, and with this innovation new technology or new manufacturing or new idea will come into the market. Enhance skill development, because the skill development will increase, then only the manufacturing sector will move forward, because the basic lack in Indian workforce that we see, or the basic negative in Indian workforce that we see, is the demand and supply. What the market demands and the supply which is provided by the workforce is mismatch, and that is why people are not able to find suitable jobs for themselves, and that is why skill development becomes a important respect in this. then protect intellectual property and build best in class manufacturing infrastructure. So intellectual property, be it in the case of copyright, be it in the case of literary works, or be it in the case of GI tag, it can be in the form of anything. And intellectual property, because if some innovation is being done in India, something is being invented in India, that needs to be protected and that needs to give benefit in India or to the people of India. And then to do anything with regard to the manufacturing, what is the most basic thing that needs to be done is infrastructure needs to be built. If anything manufacturing needs to be done, then what is needed? Capital is needed, labor force is needed. Then you need a factory to start manufacturing into something. You need rail transport or road transport or ports or waterways, or the logistics sector needs to be good so that transportation of things can be taken place, or transportation of things can be done from one place to another place. So these are the basic things which needed to play, or which played a very important role in making Make in India a success in India. Then Make in India was designed to transform India into a global hub for design and manufacturing. Manufacturing needs to start in India, and it has to be done in such large level that India's requirement can be met, and with that the export can be done to other countries also. Then it can be seen as an important vocal for local initiative. Its objective is twofold. Vocal for local means that we need to talk about the local things. Local things means the things which are manufactured in India, the things which are made in India. Made in India products needs to be highlighted. And two of the objectives would be to boost India's manufacturing capabilities and to showcase its industrial potential on a global stage. And vocal for local, biggest example can be khadi products. Biggest example can be handicrafts or artisans industry. Biggest example can be tea production. These are the highlights of our country, and these are the industries, or you can say the cotton industry in India. So these are the industry which historically has been very, very prevalent in a country like India. Then Make in India 2.0 phase encompasses around 27 sectors, both manufacturing and service. So Make in India, since the time of its inception in the year 2014, has led India and has led India to new heights when it comes to doing great things with regard to manufacturing in our own country, be it in any sector, be it electronics sector, be it defense sector. Defense sector has seen a major jump, be it in the case of getting more FDIs in India or FPIs in India. These are few of the examples that we will be elaborating in the coming slides much more. Now let us talk about the 4 pillars of Make in India. So what are these 4 pillars on which the Make in India initiative needs to build and has worked so far in the last 10 years and will be doing better in the coming times? So first and foremost is the new processes. New processes means, like for example, to enhance the business environment, to lessen the bureaucratic hurdles, or new steps or new processes needs to be made so that more and more number of startups can start in India. More and more new technology can come in India. The ease of doing business must be very, very good in India. So these are few of the processes that needs to be done so that the mindset of the entrepreneurship or the mindset of the people who are starting or who want to start their startup in India gets that India has the environment to support entrepreneurship. Second factor comes the new infrastructure. Now infrastructure becomes the core area of manufacturing in India because it is the roadways, railways, waterways, airways or logistics things which needs to be or which can be done only through the development of the infrastructure in India. Because manufacturing, if something is being manufactured, how is it going to reach the place for which it is being manufactured? So logistics sector has to be developed properly. The roadways and the railways needs to be developed properly. Now imagine that a factory is set up in an area which is not properly connected to any railway sites. Now if that manufacturing unit is producing something which is perishable in nature, the shelf life is low. So if the logistical or the infrastructure or the connectivity or the accessibility will not be good, then how will the items or the subject will move from the factory or the manufacturing unit to the place for which it is manufactured? The shelf life is low. So in that case, this is the problem which must not happen with people who want to start their startup or who want to do well when it comes to entrepreneurship. So infrastructure plays a very, very important role. Then comes the new sectors. When we talk about new sectors, then one of the most major primary thing that we need to talk about is that we have moved much forward since the time of 1940s, 50s, and then the new economic reforms of 1990s, and now the year of 2024. So in the earlier time, there were license Raj, there was inspector Raj, where a lot of licensing was done and private sector was not allowed to enter into many of the sectors which were specifically meant for the public. But now if we see, the FDI is coming and is increasing with each passing year. The FPI is coming and the FDI is also increasing into sectors which were earlier not open, like for example the defense sector, like for example the railways, like for example the insurance sector. So these are the sectors in which the FDI from outside is coming and has now the segment has even broadened. Earlier, which was 49%, has now increased to around 75%, and in many cases 100% FDI is also allowed. So it means new sectors are being opened. Then comes the new mindset. In order to support industrial growth and innovation, the government embraced a role as a facilitator, then as a regulator. It means that government on its own supports the new startups, support the manufacturing sector in the form of giving easy loans or giving subsidy or promoting the business with the or creating or organizing more and more summits, and also signing MOUs with the other country who have a better technology and have better R&D and can support Indian manufacturers or startup owners in some factors. So India as a whole, instead of becoming a regulator, has now become a facilitator in terms of promoting the manufacturing in India. Now let us talk about the key initiatives driving growth and self-reliance with regard to the Make in India. Like for example, PLI, that is the production linked incentive. So giving incentives in around 14-15 sectors in which if the production will be done, then the government will give incentives. Then comes the semiconductor ecosystem development. Now semiconductor is a segment in which India is lacking and China on the other hand is doing very well. But this is a segment without which major electronic industry cannot work. So India is also doing well in this. Then PM Gati Shakti, to build the infrastructure sector in India with regard to the roadways, railways, waterways, airports, and then new logistical policies. National logistics policy, this is with regard to connecting things from one place to another place. National industrial corridor, making more and more number of corridors so that the connectivity and the accessibility needs to be done, and in every, you can say, state there needs to be more number of industrial corridors. Then development program, Startup India, tax reforms in the form of GST, Startup India in the forms of giving more and more incentives to the startups. Then unified payment interface, that is UPI. UPI has revolutionized the ecosystem of digital payments in India. Now let us talk about few of the achievements of the government with regard to the Make in India. So first of all, let us talk about the India's growing semiconductor hub. So PLI scheme worth 76,000 crore have been approved. Then India and the United States of America has teamed up for Kolkata fab plant for semiconductor fab plant in Kolkata. Then 5 semiconductor plants has been approved for construction and attracted investment worth over 1.5 lakh crore. This is with regard to the semiconductor industry. Next comes the India's UPI outshines global payment giants. UPI is Unified Payment Interface. So this has surpassed world's leading digital payment platforms, and India being a country who has 1.4 billion population, the highest population in the world. So you can imagine the number of transactions that is taking place on daily basis as of now. And imagine, talk to your parents and talk about that. In their time, during the time of 1990s and 2000s, were digital payments normal? No, they weren't. But in the last 5 years, or you can say 8 years, the digital payments have now become a norm. Then 46% of global real-time payment transactions happening in India. So out of 100% global, 46% is happening in India. Processed nearly 81 lakh crore transactions from in April to July 2024. So this tells us that India is moving towards the UPI or digital transactions, and even the government talks about the Digital India missions. And then if we talk about the manufacturing of mobile, so India is now the second country in the world who is manufacturing more number of mobiles, and first being the China. Then if we talk about the ease of doing business, so India's rank since the time of 2014 has improved a lot in the year 2024. So during the time of 2014, the rank was 142, and this is 2019, the rank is 63, and the rank has further been improved. Then comes the shattering FDI records. So if we talk about the FDI records, that is the foreign direct investment. So in the year 2014-15, it was 45.14 billion US dollars, and in the year 2023-24, it is 70.95 billion US dollars. So you can see that very clearly the spike has been seen in the FDI that has entered India, and the highest FDI India has received is in the year 2021-22, and that is 84.83 billion US dollars. And with regard to this, there are other sectors like the mobile sectors, the semiconductor sector we have talked about, and then the food processing industry is also doing well, the industrial corridors is also doing well, and there are other aspects like if we talk about the startup India. So September 2024, India boosts third largest startup ecosystem in the world, and this is after China and US, and around 1,48,931 startups have been recognized, and this leads to job creation also. When we talk about tax reform, so it is the GST, that is the goods and services tax, which has revolutionized the tax ecosystem in India and has culminated all the indirect taxes into one. And then if we talk about the pharmaceutical industry or the vaccines, then 60% of the world's vaccine supply is proudly made in India, and this was well represented during the time of COVID and COVID vaccines. Then if we talk about Vande Bharat trains, then this was India's first indigenous semi-high speed train, example of Make in India. Then if we talk about the defense production, then launch of INS Vikrant, which was country's first domestically made aircraft carrier. Then if we talk about the year 2023-24, then defense production has soared to 1.27 lakh crores, and now we are even exporting to other countries defense equipments. Then India's electronics sector has experienced rapid growth, reaching around 155 billion in the fiscal year 23. These are few of the examples that how well since the time of 2014 India has done. Now it's time for the prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section. India has received the all-time high FD inflows in which of the following years? 2020-21, 2021-22, 2022-23, 2023-24. We have discussed this, so you need to tell me the answer. In the end, a means practice question, and this is a PYQ of the year 2015, and the question talks about success of Make in India program depends on the success of the Skill India program and radical labor reforms. Discuss with logical arguments. The command given here is discuss. So you need to talk about the aspect success. It is very well written. Success in Make in India. So for making Make in India a success, Skill India success program is important and radical labor reforms is important. So give arguments in favor, give arguments in against, write about Make in India in the starting and then give a way forward in the end. So try to do your answer writing practice. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.